I'm Joni Seidenstein, and I live in Vienna, Virginia. We are at Sacred Threads, and it is 2022, and I'm here with my quilt, Nitty Gritty City. At the very beginning of the pandemic, in March of 2020, I could see that we were going to be in quarantine, and I took the opportunity to make some quilts for somebody whose grandfather had just passed away. And it really set the tone for that first year of quarantine for me, because I had something that I could work on. I had something that was meaningful. And I just went in my studio pretty much every day and worked. And I was just churning out quilts. In the first year, I made 13 quilts. I finished 13 quilts. And when you do that much work, you get to a point where you're like, oh, let me try this, let me try that. And I just was so immersed in it. And one night I had a dream that told me to weave these two fabrics together. But I am not a weaver. I'm a quilter, and I went down into my studio and I said, okay, maybe if I cut up the fabric into strips and sort of, put them next to each other, that's where I can start. And so I did that, and then I had been playing with this diagonal inset placement. So I got the idea to slice it, to sew them together, to slice it, and to put it in there. And that's how I started this quilt. And then I started picking out fabrics to go on either side of it, because that was too small. I needed to go somewhere else. And the next thing I knew, it sort of turned into a cityscape. It told me what to build. And then I did the quilting on top to try to capture the feeling of different times in the city, and different feeling of city. I was operating more by what felt good to me versus how it looked, or what. I wasn't looking for any feedback. I was just following my inner voice. And like I said in the recording, the thing that really has pleased me so much about this quilt is that people have responded so positively to something that made me feel so good to make.